Mario Kart Wii is filled to the brim with glitchy shortcuts. Some of them are easy, some of them are a little hard, and some of them take days, weeks, even months to pull off. In this series, I aim to document my experience learning and pulling off the harder glitches of this game. This is the Glitch Gauntlet. Koopa Cape is home to one of Mario Kart Wii's most difficult shortcuts. When originally discovered, it was deemed to be completely humanly impossible, but like a lot of other shortcuts within the game, a new glitch method was developed that opened the doors to people performing the cut in time trial runs. If you're looking at your screen right now and you have no idea what's going on, well, just allow me to explain it. We're going to be breaking it up into 4 parts, starting with part 1, the entry. The entry is what gets us out of bounds and makes the entire rest of the shortcut possible. It requires you to activate Horizontal Wall Glitch, a glitch in Mario Kart Wii that allows you to pass straight through walls after hitting a normal vertical wall and a horizontal wall at the same time. On Koopa Cape, you want to hit this block wall with a mushroom and wheelie just right to get a bounce, then tap the top and side of this block at the same time to activate Horizontal Wall Glitch, clipping right into the block wall. This brings us to part 2, the seam ride. It'll take a good few glitch entries, but you're going to want one that lands on the seam, this tiny little bit of ground that you can drive on without clipping back into bounds or falling off into the void. You need to drive all the way up to this checkpoint without leaving the seam, and keep in mind, for the first half of it, you're still going to be in a mushroom boost from the entry, which only makes it even harder to control. Now we're at part 3, the turnaround. There are a few different methods of doing the turnaround, some are slower than others, but in this video we're going for a full turnaround. You need to stand still, wheelie, and turn your vehicle all the way around, again without falling off or clipping back into bounds. It's way harder than it looks. And finally, we reach part 4, the final part of the glitch, the shroom off. Now that we've hit this crucial checkpoint, we need to use a mushroom to shoot back down the seam, then turn to the right, launching around the finish line checkpoint to just barely reach the last key checkpoint on the track, so that when we die and get respawned, the game believes we drove the entire lap, allowing us to drive across the finish line and cut a good 20 seconds and get an insane time. If this all sounds confusing and difficult, buckle up, because that is exactly what it is. Before we get started with anything, we actually have some tutorial stuff to go over. Shout out to 117 James. He sent me this tutorial. You can see how long I've been putting this glitch off. It's so hard, man. We're gonna look at the first couple of steps because we want to figure out the HWG, that stands for horizontal wall glitch. That is what we're focusing on first. So he's basically aligned the crack in between the green and yellow here, maybe like slightly more focus on the green, marking on the track next to the yellow star, an alignment ghost. We also have an alignment ghost, and it's also made by James. James is just very helpful with this glitch. He's provided me with everything I know here, so big thanks to him. You need a 5-frame airtime clip in order to hit the correct spot and get horizontal wall glitch. It will take some trial and error to figure out how to get somewhat consistent entries. Okay, so the way I'm reading this, it sounds like this is going to be terrible at first, but we'll ease into it. After shrooming and wheeling, and right before hitting the blocks, hold left. Right before hitting the top horizontal wall of the blocks, hold down. Upon landing, hold right. And then hold B to brake and slow down, because we'll be going out of bounds with a shroom boost. If you haven't noticed already, my knees, they're not here for no reason. We're going to be playing with a controller cam this time around. So you can watch my hands as I'm figuring this out. And eventually you can watch my hands as I get a sick run. I guess this is also an important step here, picking our character. Now, this is going to seem silly, but bear with me. While Funky Kong does have the speed, driving Koopa Cape with the spear is really hard. And even though we're doing the glitch on 1 lap, we still gotta drive 2 laps. That's not easy. Now, King Boo has handling and drift bonus, if I'm not mistaken. And I've done some practice just doing no glitch driving with King Boo. I think it's gonna be a lot easier if we go with him. So we're gonna lose a little bit of time from speed, but I think it's gonna be worth it. I think he's a good investment. And last thing before we get started, what's our goal gonna be? Well, this is the world record history page. This was the first time ever to use Koopa Cape glitch. It was set by Justin, and it's a 214.552. This was actually 10th worldwide up until like last week. But anyway, I think this will be a challenging goal, but I think it will be a fun goal. We're gonna try and beat this time. This is the first Koopa Cape glitch time ever, but it's still pretty good. We have our alignment ghost here, and we are getting started with the Koopa Cape Glitch Gauntlet. I can't believe I'm even saying that. I think like 15 people have ever made this. Ready, set, go. The Koopa Cape Glitch Gauntlet had officially begun. I wanted to spend the first day focusing on one thing and one thing only, getting familiar with part 1 of the glitch, the entry. So the idea is reverse. Oh, okay. So we have to align with him. He only stays aligned for a second, and then he goes up to where we have to hit the checkpoint. Okay. That wasn't a terrible first try, I don't think. I got the little, like, bounce, but I didn't get out of bounds. Obviously, it's the first try. We're not getting out of bounds on the first try. Can you imagine? I set that my goal for the whole day. This is going to be like a 40-second long session. Alright, that's another little clip. I mean, that's the right idea. I need to get into place quick, though. I need to see what he's doing to, like, reverse. He's going, like, back. Okay, so he's reversing to here, obviously, but okay. That was not good. We did not get the bounce there. So that's our worst attempt so far. I'm trying to get the timing down with how he does that, because again, with him only being in place for a second, I gotta act fast. You know what, actually, something I should have done a minute ago. We're gonna check and see what frame it is that he does the mushroom and wheelie. So he drives forward a little bit first. And then uses the shroom here. So he's like at the tip of this star. So he goes from like this corner on the star, he drives till about this corner, I think, right? No, he's like at this dot, actually, this dot on the ground. There's so many visual cues on this track, it's crazy. Okay. Okay. Here we go. So it's something like that. That felt decent. I gotta remember it's shroom wheelie. It's not delayed wheelie. So many other glitches want you to delay your wheelie just a tiny bit after you shroom, but not here. Dude, that is really hard. That's so much harder than it looks. It looks like freaking easy. Okay, if I had kept holding left there instead of shifting down so early, I don't know, that seemed decent. Oh snap. It was almost in line with the ghost there. Okay. I think I'll get used to that. Oh wow, that one felt much closer than the other ones. That one felt like it almost let me through the wall. Whoa, 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 that was very high. We're already seeing a result, I think. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, though, because we still haven't gotten through the wall. It feels like, it feels like progress, but anything feels like progress when nothing's happened yet. Oh my gosh. Oh, wow. That was close, man. That was super close. We have to make it all the way up to here and stay inside the tiny sliver in the wall, and then shroom back. You know, there's this game in Wii Fit, it's like a tightrope game. I feel like that's essentially what we're playing here. Oh, that caught me off guard. That caught me off guard. Oh my goodness. Well, there it is. 38 minutes. Dude. Okay. Wow. There we go. Obviously didn't stay in the wall very long. Whew. Okay. Okay. Let's finish that. Dare I say this track is actually kind of fun with this vehicle. It's really hard with Flame Runner, but with Spear, it's just kind of like, you know you're gonna make mistakes. So maybe it's just that there's like less pressure, I don't know. Oh, he lines up for another glitch, never mind. Not sure who's doing the glitch at 2 minutes and 57 seconds. You kind of lost time by that point. Okay, well, we'll watch this back, because I am curious what exactly I did differently here. See, I aligned without the ghost pretty much, though, so that's actually pretty cool. I think it's just the timing with the inputs. I don't know, I was gonna switch straight to Dolphin after this, so we could practice the seam ride. But I think it might be better to just take this one thing at a time for now, and just keep playing as we are. Just keep going for entries, see if I can get any more. Because we're going to need a lot of those before we get an actual full glitch. That counts. 49 minutes, we've made another entry. So that one we popped right back into bounds, but it seemed like I was more on the line of the seam, which is good. It's pretty much a straight line for a bit, and then it gets kind of curvy up here, and you gotta make it all the way to like here before you turn around. Maybe it's more. We'll need the ghost in place. That only took another 1 minute, and we made it in again. Sweet. There he goes, falling to the deep sea, but we made it. Cool. Alright. That's 3 so far today. On our first day, can't help but call that a massive win. Are you kidding me? Is that 2 in a row? That's 4. That's 4 times total into the wall. Okay, maybe this part, I don't even want to say it. I was gonna say, you know what I was gonna say. I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to regret it when I have an unlucky session and I'm playing horribly and it's just not going my way. Like it is going my way right now. There we are. That one was dead on arrival. I just sank right to the bottom, but we made it in again, so that's the 5th one so far at 58 minutes. Dude, okay. I'm not counting that. I went in like halfway in for a split second and then got pushed back out. That one was strange. It was really fast though. Like I was barely even behind his ghost with like when I rocketed forward. There we are. Ooh, okay. That's number 6, and we actually stayed on the seam for a minute. Okay. That was pretty good. I think I nudged left or something, and that made me fall. But that was great. Okie-do. Okay. I didn't think we'd make it this far. I don't know. Just keep going. I think we're far enough here. Okay. Wow. Now that took me 40 seconds. That would not have even been faster than no glitch, which tells me we really do need to get some practice at the seam and the turnaround. But I don't know, I really just want to focus on getting good at this part for now. No, we gotta switch. This has been great. I think that's the 7th time making it into the wall. And that one we actually made it pretty far. I'm gonna go ahead and actually finish this. That was pretty cool though. I'm glad that we got that. Okay. So I slowed down so freaking much. If I even was just going at like, not even full speed, but like half speed, it would have been okay. I mean, again, I'm taking so long. He drove away at this point to line up for the glitch again, so, you know, I missed, yeah, and just sank like a rock there. That was great though. So what we're gonna do, I have a save state set up in Dolphin, and we're gonna switch over to Dolphin for the remainder of the session, because we really just gotta be practicing for this first session here. But I mean, I think that was 7 glitch through the wall entries. And that was only an hour and 36 minutes. Now an hour and 37, it just turned over, but that's pretty cool. Unfortunately, when I played on Dolphin, I have to use a GameCube controller, because my GameCube to Classic adapter doesn't work. There's one minor issue here. My save state is with Funky Kong. Don't know if that's gonna throw this off, but hopefully it doesn't. We're just gonna hope it doesn't. So this is a really wonky solution. I've got this other controller on the floor. I'm gonna be using that to load my my states. Listen, this is hard, okay? This is we're gonna make it work. Okay. Alright, here we oh. Well, that's odd. Oh. I wanna at least make it to the turnaround point, which is right here. I wanna make it at least once. It's like once I can slow down, it's the first half of the seam ride that's hard because you're going so quick. Once I can slow down, it'll become substantially easier. So like the second half, when the shroom wears off. Here it is. Oh, darn. Okay. Trying to keep Funky's whole head in the wall. I think that's gonna be the key. My save state doesn't have the ghost for the checkpoint, so I'm not actually sure how far to go here. I think we're far enough. So I'll consider this a W. And then I think you just... Oh, that was close. I wussed out when we actually had that run earlier on console. I wanted to take it so slow and I ended up falling off as a result. Okay, I'm actually kinda balling here. Well, that sucks. Even ones that don't make it all the way to the turnaround point, like at least we're getting some that make it pretty far in. Okay. So how do we do this wheelie thing? I'm actually gonna make a third, or another save state. We can actually have 2 separate save states. I can go boom, or boom, or I can go boom. Well, we're already here, so I can practice turning around. So it's like you wheelie and then turn around, I think. And then you do what? Oh, we got it. Okay. And then there's that part. That part also sucks. That does not count lap. Yeah, alright. But that's cool. I think I'm getting ahead of myself with practicing this stuff. Some of this is not stuff that we have to worry about for a bit. I gotta commit. I gotta wheelie and then turn all the way around. But sometimes it's just not working. That counts the lap. I'm pretty certain. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I'm not certain. It doesn't count the lap. Darn.
come on. Oh, wait. Oh, come on. Why did it fake me out, dude? That respawn looked good. Okay. What? That was so far back. How does that not count? Oh. Okay. Well, that counted the lap. Cool. The problem is, I don't know why that counted the lap. I'm glad that it did. And I guess, just to get a test run, I guess I'll finish this and just see what kind of time we get. Probably not a very good one. I might mess up, but hey, it is what it is, I guess. Oh no. I could tell. I could tell so far before I hit the dirt that I was hitting it. That's just how it feels to play the spear. You make your mistake, and you don't actually get punished for it for like 5 seconds after. Wow. This does not even beat my no glitch PB. But that's okay, this is all just practice. That's actually really motivating. It's only the first night, and we've already technically done every part of the glitch at least once. I'm a little puzzled, though, on why this actually counted the lap. That's a mystery, because that looks identical to some of the other ones that didn't count the lap. We're gonna have to figure that out. But in the meantime, I'm glad we got that. Let's just keep practicing the seam for a bit longer. See if I can get any more good seam rides, and then we'll go to bed. I think the seam ride is definitely the hardest part of the glitch. Probably, I mean, maybe just getting the lap count will be really hard. I don't even know. Oh, okay. Alright, that was a sucky attempt, but we got an attempt. I need to remember the timing. It's the timing with the wheelie, I think. Like, you wheelie and then you start turning around. So I need to, like, figure out how long I have to wait after doing the wheelie to turn around. Like, that felt good, but it wasn't, so I don't know. Okay. That seems good, but I don't think it's gonna work. Because this just can't let me win. I'm very curious what the deal is with the lap count. Everything else, like, it's hard, but it makes sense. That is the one thing where it's really just a mystery entirely. That pesky lap count is going to be our problem. I'm just getting too tired, and I'm getting admittedly kind of frustrated because a lot of these are falling off and I don't feel like they should. And then whenever I do get a chance, it looks perfect, but the laps don't count. Well, it's a mystery to me. Unfortunate. I mean, I don't want to sound too picky. We got a ton of stuff done this session. We completed every part of the glitch, just not together. Anyway. Yeah, my plan was just to work on the entry, and we got a lot done. So, I'm grateful for that, I guess. Lap count's hard. Ending the session in 3, 2, 1, now.
I wanted to spend the first day focusing on one thing and one thing only. Getting familiar with part 1 of the glitch, the entry. Listen to this guy. Imagine actually sticking to the plan. No thanks. That, more or less, was session 1. I had originally just planned on practicing the entry, but after getting a handful of them, we managed to get a lot else done. Actually, we did every individual part of the glitch. The entry, the seam ride, the turnaround, and the shroom off. But to leave my optimism at the door, we still had a long way to go. Lots of times the lap just wouldn't count, and I didn't know why. The turnaround seemed really inconsistent, and while it made sense for the most part, the seam ride was still stupidly hard. Session 2 is going to be all about getting better at, well, everything. But before getting into Session 2, I had some other plans.
Okay, so we're going to do things a little bit different today. I have not been able to shake the fact that yesterday we just got time after time after time in Dolphin, which, if you couldn't tell, we're doing more Dolphin practice to start off tonight. We had so many good seam rides, and so many decent, like, attempts at doing the mushroom to actually go for, like, the main glitch, and the close ones, the super good-looking ones, none of them counted lap. I think we got one lap count early on in the night, and that was it. I'm going to take a more humble approach, and we're actually going to read all the instructions instead of just the first two, and we're going to really look at this stuff. I also recorded 4 different runs for us to look at, so we can I just want to really pay attention to the shroom part, like where they're actually going out of bounds, like getting the lap count. Because the lap count is the one thing that I just have the least understanding of. Before shrooming out of bounds, you must get your wheels unstuck from the ground. You can do this by wheeling or tapping left. Okay, yeah. We've been doing that, I'm pretty sure. So we're not like slipping and sliding. I think a couple times yesterday we had runs where we were just sort of like stuck in the ground, like sliding around. So wheeling, or it looks like he says tapping left, also fixes it. So the shroom part, this is the part that we're here to learn more about mostly, because that's the one part that was just totally a mystery yesterday. After shrooming, you almost want to feel yourself falling off the track. Once you somewhat leave the track, tap left to go back on, and then tap right to bounce back off. It's hard to explain, but the more you fall off initially before tapping left, the bigger bounce you get off the track. Practice and slow down at first. Maybe we'll practice it at half speed. That might help. We can do that in Dolphin. After flying off, hold down to tail dive. It is very important not to tail dive when you hit the out of bounds wall. Think Maple Treeway glitch. Okay.
Oh, dude!
So we've already harnessed this skill, relatively, I think. Important to practice in Dolphin in order to see what gets the lap count, what doesn't. Need to land in the last key checkpoint, but not cross backwards while doing so. Okay. Before we start the next session, we're going to watch this. We're going to watch this and a few other runs. This is Carlo, though. And I think he's doing most of the same strats we're doing here. So, this will be good for 2 things. 1, we can watch his inputs. 2, well, 3 things. We can watch his inputs. We can see how he aligns relative to James's ghost, so we can see how precise the alignment is. And we can see how he does the turnaround nightmare. So, that's good. Oh, he was way ahead of James here. He seems like he's relatively, I mean, like a little bit further to the right, probably. But I guess that just shows there's some wiggle room. He does the fast turnaround too, okay. I mean, alright. It looks like we're aiming for here. I guess there's sort of this crack. It's like in between these, this corner and this corner, but like almost at this one. Slightly left of this corner. That's what it looks like to me. That's the only visual cue I'm really seeing. Turn hard right after just a second or so of driving on the seam. Let's watch another run and see, but this is a good visual indicator. Take like a mental screenshot of this. Okay. Again, not perfect with the ghost, so I think the ghost is more of just sort of like a general area kind of alignment ghost, not like a ultra precise thing. Okay, I'm seeing a pattern. We've only looked at two so far, but in between these 2 cracks. And again, in between these 2 cracks. And it seems like there's quite a bit of leeway. Louis was way over here to the left. Carlo was way over here to the right. Exploder seems to be almost right down the middle. Here we have Justin. This is actually the time that we're trying to beat as our goal. I'm hoping we'll be able to save time here, because we're doing the real quick turnaround. He really took his time when he did his. Okay, wow. Yeah, see, he's way to the right. He's like almost all the way to the right here at this far right corner. But I mean, same idea. It's in between these two corners, and most of them have enough momentum to make it like almost to the wall. You know, very far forward. He hit the wall. There we have it. Alrighty, we're getting started in 3, 2, 1. Glitch Gauntlet, Koopa Cape, Session 2, now. You know what? We have a save state for just doing the turnaround. Right here. We'll just use this. Because we just want to focus on getting the lap count right now, and then we'll focus on everything else later. That looks really good. What the heck? We just watched 4 runs. They all did that exact same thing. Wait, what? Okay. You know, I might understand something I'm doing wrong. I think I need to stay on it longer. When I'm doing the shroom off, I need to stay on the ground longer before I fall off, you know? Because that way I'll have more momentum and I'll go a little further. I don't think I'm going far enough back some of these times. This is relentless, dude. I feel like we're making it absolutely nowhere so far. I'm playing for half an hour, haven't gotten a single lap count. I wonder if my shroom timing is part of this. Maybe I need to separate my shrooms more. It still doesn't frickin' work. Oh! Okay! Okay! Well, we got another one. That's good. I'm actually gonna drive the rest of this so we can watch the replay right away. Goodness. I mean, I was just doing that for 43 minutes, and finally we got one that works. Let's watch this in slow-mo. I don't know, man. It actually looks like I almost was on the seam for less time. I thought I was supposed to be on it for more time. This is confusing. Let's just go for one shot with it slowed down. Let's just... That one felt really good, actually. Dude, what? Did we just get it again? Hold on. Maybe that was a fluke. That was our 3rd time ever getting the lap count. And our 2nd time today. Oh, that one I think is too far to the left. Yeah, but that's good. I could tell that was too far to the left. So playing with this slowed down, shoot, again, I mean, that's what happens when you read the instructions. Stuff actually works. It's a fat maybe. Something I don't think I noticed before, I think it's probably really important when I start holding left to fall off into the water. Because I think that will determine the momentum I have moving forward, and that'll... or the aim I have moving forward. And that will determine whether or not I cross through the finish line backwards and get my lap count reduced or not. That, I think, yeah, I think we stayed on the ground for too long there, and I crossed backwards through the finish line. I also don't think I went forward enough. Maybe I did. I think when it respawns me back here, that means I did go forward enough. And when it respawns me too far, like right behind the finish line, that means I didn't go enough. Forward meaning backwards, because I'm technically, you know, driving the wrong way, but you get what I mean. That's too far left. I can tell that's too far left. Right? So it's gonna give me a good respawn, but no lap count. Right? Yes. I need to turn my hand cam on. What am I doing? There we go. That one might be good. I think that one was good, but I'm not sure. Da 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 da! There we go! It's clicking. It's starting it's becoming less blurry. It's starting to make more sense. I could tell that's not working. I'm not even gonna try. I'm not even gonna give it the light of day. That works 1000% of the time, right? That looks super clean. Okay. maybe not. That's good. That's a lap count. Yes. Nice. Oh, baby. That's good. I think what we're going to do, slowing down the game has proven to be a very successful strategy thus far. So what we're going to do is we're going to ease up. Right now we're at 60% speed. We're going to crank it up to 80, and we're going to just, like, kind of slowly make our way to full speed. So let's just see. This is sort of like, I don't know, it's weird. It feels strange, but, you know, we'll get used to it. Feels decent, but I don't think it's gonna work. I don't think I went back far enough. Oh, never mind, we got one. That one was great. We went so far back. That's gotta work. Clean. Dude, we just got 2 almost back to back. That's great. Oh, cool. Oh, right. Cool. It's another one. Sick. Check. Nice. Gotten a bunch now. It's starting to settle in. We are going to bump it up from 80% speed to 90. We're going to see how long it takes to get in the hang of it. And then we'll move up to 100. And then we'll practice some other parts of the glitch. That's one. Here we go. Nice. Cool. We're going to go ahead and up it now to 100% speed. Maybe? Okay. Cool. Full speed from the turnaround. That's what's up. That's what I'm talking about. Big money? Heck yeah. Nice. That one I was iffy about. That's good. That's a lot of lap counts so far. Alright, we're gonna start doing it from the other save state. Here it is. From here. Try and do a seam ride into the thing. This can simulate getting a full glitch, basically. Something I think I noticed, if I keep the wheel on the ground, like make the wheel, the back wheel, the wheel needs to be like almost in bounds. The back wheel. And that way I have less of a chance of falling off, I think. I don't think so. Yeah, okay. Good shot, though. That counts. That has to count. Okay. There we go. That is the first... Whoa. The first time we've actually had a glitch. And not... I mean, it's not on console, so it's not going to count for anything. And we did use a save state. And we're driving... like something awful. But you know, I'm actually really stoked about that. I'm curious to see. Granted, I'm playing on GameCube controller, and I haven't been practicing the no glitch driving as of super recent, and I'm on Funky Kong and not King Boo. But I do want to see just what kind of time we'll end up with here, just as a practice run. I expect if we can string this together on console to be playing a lot better, because, you know, controller, character, more practice. Yeah, this turn, man. King Boo takes that turn easy. Funky Kong makes it a freaking nightmare. We're going to be cutting it close with Justin's time, but not that close. 212. Okay. That's very good. For a first time getting the glitch from Seam Ride, if we can get another glitch like that from the save state, I think it could be worth starting to play on console. You know, practice will make this more consistent, but that is a very solid start. Like, I'm very happy with that progress right now. I don't think that went far enough. Maybe. Sweet. Am I really going swimming? Okay. We're not gonna save that. That's cool though. There we go. Whew. Dude. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm pretty sure it's been like 2 hours, an hour and a half since the last time I actually got the lap count. And last time I just fell off. We're not doing that this time. And really, we're coming up on the point where it's like, I think next session I might do a quick warm-up in Dolphin, but we might just play on console for most of it. If I drove that exact time on console, that's 9th worldwide. Just saying. You know, I can't help myself. I'm gonna play on console for a little bit and just see if I can get anything. See if I can get any entries at least. Okay. That was a tiny bit of a seam ride. It is really late. I've been playing for over 5 hours. This will be my last attempt before clocking out for now. But, yeah, okay. Well, it was a big session. Lots of progress towards making a full glitch. I mean, lots of great practice in Dolphin. Stopping session number 2 now.
Session 2 left me feeling really optimistic. It wasn't like everything was completely solved, but I got lots of practice with the seam ride and turnaround. Lap counts were still hit and miss, but it felt like practicing shroom-offs in slow motion helped a lot with that. And by the end of the session, we had strung together a seam ride, into a turnaround, into a shroom-off, with a lap count at full game speed, multiple times. That's 3/4 of the glitch right there. In my book, that's an absolute win. Hopefully, Session 3 would bring even more progress towards making a glitch on console.
Here's what I'm thinking. Yesterday, we got the entry, and then we got, from a save state, entry to complete glitch. So, if we can do both of those two things, it's really, like, I think we understand everything at this point. We know what's going on. It's just a matter of doing everything back to back that's going to be tough. We're still going to open up with Dolphin. I don't know, maybe practice for like an hour, maybe less, and then switch to console. I just want to, let's try and get one lap count, and then we'll switch to console. Because I think it's at the point now where it's just a grind. We just got to go for it. Ooh, I'm feeling good today. We already got a seam ride. That's iffy. I'm gonna say no on that one, probably. But I could be wrong. I was right.
I made a new save state for right here so I can just practice the shroom. Because that right now is the part that is by far, I mean, I would say the least consistent. So that's what we're just going to work on for a bit, and then we'll go back to seam rides, and then maybe we'll go to console.
Okay, cool. Got one. Nice. Hey! Nice. Cool. There we go.
So what I'm doing now, I am shrooming, going left, and then going neutral for a second. I feel like that's helping me stay on the seam for a long time to really get momentum before I launch off and go really far back. It's like that. I didn't go that far back. That's not going to count. I think I crossed through backwards, but that was really a close one. I'm starting to get an understanding here. That one could work. Maybe. Okay. I think that one probably crossed backwards too, because it definitely looks like it went back far enough. I want to say this is really starting to make more sense. I want to say that, and I think it's making a bit more, like I'm getting more comfortable here. We've been playing for a little over 46 minutes at this point today, but we're just getting started.
Yeah! I guess I don't need to go as far forward as I thought. That's definitely too short, though. Isn't it? What? That ain't two back-to-back, is it? Woo! That ain't three back-to-back. Woo! Bro. It's not. Oh, it ruined the streak. Okay, but 3 in a row, I'm pretty sure? That's cool.
Okay. Well, I mean, we've gotten in a lot of practice. We're going to try and play and see if we can get some entries and see if we can get some shots at it. I really don't know what to expect for today, but let's go for it. Oh, I thought I was sticking in on that one. Okay, that was not a bad first entry of the day. Oh, I'm gonna watch a run through real quick just so I can sort of remember the timings. Oh, dude. I thought I was sticking in on that one. Okay, well, it's another entry. It took a while. But we got another entry, so that's good. Dude, we almost got another one.
That's crazy.
Oh! Okay. It's another entry. That was pretty quick. I think I was messing up the stick inputs before. I gotta hold left longer than I think, too. Oh! Dang! Oh! Okay. Just sank to the bottom. I need to hold right. The weird thing is, there was a time, I think I just had a bad angle. Not that entry, but the one before that, where I made it out of bounds, but then immediately popped right back in. I think I was angled, like, too far to the right when I started the attempts, when I was aligning. So I need to hold right. I mean, we know that because of practice. I don't know if King Boo's going to throw it off or not. He is better for driving the actual track than Funky Kong is. But I don't know if it's going to throw off the glitch. The glitch is where really we got to put the emphasis for this. Oh! I need to hold right longer than that.
It's another entry, though. I think doing like that, delay the wheelie a teensy bit. Oh, darn. That was clean, bro. I thought that was going to be good. Oh, dang. Actually stayed on for a second there. Another thing I was doing wrong, and I think I am doing wrong that I need to correct, is I'm going from holding hard left to just going straight to right. I need to go like hold down, and then once I land, or like right before I land, then I hold right. So it's like this, not like that. You know, it's a 3-point turn there. Oh, dang it! I gotta just trust that holding right. I'm wimping out and I fall into the water every time. Oh, dang it. I think I was holding left too early and that was causing me to, I don't know, mess up somewhere. This is really a weird glitch. It's really complicated. I mean, I don't know, man. But see, like, when I hold left later like that, it seems like at least the last 3 or 4 tries, I've gotten that little clip, that little bounce off the wall that I need to hit that top block. Dang it. Okay, but we got a seam ride. A very slow seam ride. That would not have cut it. If we made the glitch there, it wouldn't have even been close to the goal. But we made a seam ride. Okay. Alright. Well, that's good. I like that.
That right there is basically the climax of Session 3. What more could I ask for? It's not like we were going to get a full glitch, but we got an entry into Seam Ride on console. I don't really know what could have made the session any better. I mean, I guess getting 2 entry into Seam Rides on console would be nice.
Dude. Oh, it's another full seam ride. Okay, that one was still really slow, but a lot quicker than the first one. I don't feel like 2 in a 10-hour, 15-minute session is really very good consistency, but that's 2 seam rides on console today. And the first one was completely unacceptable speed. But whatever. We are officially ending session number 3 right now.
Session 3 brought some serious progress. Maybe 2 seam rides isn't much for a 10-hour session, but there were 2 points where we were only a couple controller inputs away from a full glitch. The goal was starting to feel more and more realistic. Spirits were high as Session 3 closed out. But unfortunately, not every session gets to be a Session 3. Sometimes you gotta fight your way through a Session 4.
So we're gonna practice on Dolphin using Funky Kong, and then on console using King Boo. I'm confident in that strategy. I mean, I'm not that confident. My confidence is on its last limbs. Not a bad first shot at the shroom. I don't think it works, though. No, not far enough. I think that's... yeah, it's still not far enough, I don't think. Wah wah. That's cool. No starting boost. Alright, didn't matter. Dude, that seam ride was beautiful, but I rode it for too long and crossed over backwards. That doesn't count the lap, but that looked absolutely beautiful. Man, that would have been like a 23.9 lap. That would have been nuts. That was barely even behind James, I think. That looks promising. I'm gonna say that probably makes it. Oh. At least we're getting some seam rides. Can't complain about seam rides, even if they aren't counting the lap. Hopefully we'll start getting lap counts, though. That looks really clean, but I think I crossed through the finish line backwards. Otherwise, though, that would be a very fast glitch. Not that fast now. Okay, that didn't count anyway. Just gotta find that sweet spot again, where I'm not crossing through the finish line backwards. Cross through backwards. Getting some really quick attempts, though. Like, if some of these counted, they would be like 24, 23 second glitch laps, which are very good. That crossed through backwards again. I can tell that's crossing through backwards. Right? Please be wrong. Dang! Dang, I was like tied with James, dude. That's crazy. That's actually crazy. That might work too. Look at how close I was. Holy moly, dude. A 22 lap? What place would that be on the fast lap leaderboards? That would definitely be in the top 10. 207. Wow, I'm getting a screenshot of that. Looking good. Looking promising. Oh, what? Must have been too far to the right, I guess. Probably crossed through backwards. Maybe not, though. Yeah, it did. Yeah, crossed through backwards. Again. Same exact thing. Crossed through backwards, but it was also quick. Crossed through backwards. That was a really quick attempt, but still no. That definitely crossed through backwards. Feeling good about that one, but it might have crossed through backwards. I can't really tell. Maybe. Dude, why is it that the one glitch that we've gotten that counted lap today had, like, insane speed, too? It was a 22.9 lap. Oh, that one looks pretty good. That might be... I don't think it's too far right. I think it's good. Alright. Not too far right. I think we're gonna get a lap count here. Okay, well now I'm starting to get nervous. Did I forget what makes the laps count? I feel like I had it down pretty good yesterday. Oh, that looked great. That looked really great. Okay, we got another lap count. That's good. Alright, that's another 207. With a much slower glitch. The no glitch driving there was way better. What happened? What the heck? I've never seen it do that. Oh, that was gorgeous, dude. The distance was crazy. I don't even care if that one counts. I mean, I kinda care. I wish it did. If I get the good respawn, that just means, and it doesn't count the lap, that means I crossed over backwards. That crossed over backwards. Which sucks, because it was a pretty good attempt otherwise. I want to know, like, if I could get the lap count every few shroom offs, then I'd feel a lot more confident. But it's like Like, we're doing great with seam rides tonight. Better than I think we've done at all yet. And the turnarounds, that's a bad example, but getting a lot of great turnarounds too. I mean, there's a lot of seam rides where I'm even ahead of James, but I'm gonna need to be able to do the seam ride. Well, first of all, to do the entry, which was giving me the biggest frickin' pain in the neck yesterday. But then I'm gonna need to also be able to do the seam ride, do the turnaround. That falls off. Oh, it didn't. And then I'm also gonna need to be able to do the shroom off and get the lap count and then drive decent. I feel like we're so close to having everything ready. Because all these seam rides and shroom offs, seam rides into turnarounds, I mean, where I actually get a shot at the shroom off, like, not every attempt is a seam ride into a turnaround, but a lot of them are. Like that one. And then that's barely not going to work, because I just barely crossed through backwards, I think. That one actually might work, I can't tell. Yeah, it didn't. It's like we're focusing on the last little part, which is just getting that lap count every time, or most times.
As I kept going throughout session 4, this continued to be an issue. I'd load the save state, get a seam ride, get a turnaround, and get what looked to be a great shroom off. And yet, no lap count. Something just wasn't clicking. Every now and then the lap would count, which was nice. Most finished runs were more than fast enough to achieve the goal, that is, if they'd been set on console. But the vast majority of the shroom off attempts just weren't working, and a lot of times I didn't know why.
I don't even think I'm gonna bother playing on console. Like, it's clearly not even worth my time at the moment. I'm not... Excuse me, my throat. I am not ready for this at all. Which is super annoying, because I think I was yesterday, and it's like I'm better at the seam ride today, which is great, and I'm better at the turnaround, which is great. But I cannot get the lap count. And when I can rarely, but it's like complete luck. This feels like a total dice roll. Almost 6 hours in and I haven't even felt, there's no reason for me to even try turning on the Wii. I will not get anything out of it. I probably won't even make any good seam rides. Probably fall off a billion times. Make the entry once every 30 minutes. Okay, I have no incentive to even try playing on console because I'm clearly not going to make it. This has been honestly a very demotivating session. I almost regret even playing because I feel much worse about it now than I did before. I think the seam rides were great. I need to be able to do all of this back to back, and for whatever unknown reason, that's not really working at all. Not much more to say. I'm more clueless than I was before, which is really the worst way to end a session. But I'm ending it now. I'm ending it now.
Session 4 was the first session to feel like backsliding. It's not like the lap count was completely consistent during session 3, but it just felt way worse this time around. The idea of hitting the lap count 3 times in a row like we had just done one day prior felt completely unrealistic all of a sudden.
That ain't 3 back to back. Woo!
I was so sure some of these attempts were going to work, but they didn't. It felt like my understanding of the shroom off was getting weaker when it should have been getting stronger. And unfortunately, session 4 wouldn't be the last session like this. The next several sessions spent loads of time in Dolphin, practicing the various parts of the glitch using save states, and with all that time spent on the seam ride, turnaround, and shroom off, another part of the glitch proved to be a bigger problem than I initially expected.
I left this session so confused because we were getting seam rides like time after time after time. The lap counts were so scarce. They cannot be that scarce if we actually want to make this. Oh, that was gorgeous. That's gotta work. Yeah, dude. Okay. So I don't need a huge bounce every time, but the bigger the bounce, the further I go, like, into the water. That's, better odds, I think. New save state. Let's see if this changes things at all. Okay, well, this will help me get used to, getting on the seam. Okay. Alright.
I'm gonna switch to the Wii. I'm so excited. I didn't play on my console at all yesterday. I literally had a full 6.5 hour session and did not touch the power button on my Wii to turn it on. Okay, first entry on console today. Oh, okay. I just needed to stay on the seam a little longer and we could have slowed down and actually had a legitimate chance at glitch right there. First time getting through in a good while, but dead on arrival. This one's really testing my patience. Okay. Just gotta take my time aligning, and I think that'll help a lot. I'm trying to do it way too fast. Oh. First bypass in a bit. Another dead on arrival, because it was too far left, and I think my stick inputs was wrong. I don't think there's any other shortcut in this game with quite as many steps as this one. And it's not like I don't know what to do. I think I've played over 30 hours of this over the last like 4 or 5 days. I don't know, it could be days. It could be multiple more days of this, which is the really unfortunate part. So stupid, man. Every time I play this category, it's just demotivating. Every time. But it's like of all things to be holding me back. Now we're really at the point where I just can't do the entry. Really? Everything else was working, but now it's gotta be the entry. It's just like, whatever, man. And I know this is the kind of glitch where once you learn it, you can get like fairly consistent at it. Like, it's a very skill-based glitch. So that's cool, but it's just so sickeningly annoying to learn. I just feel like if I could make one seam ride right now, I feel like we could make it. But I've been playing over 12 hours now, which just means it's time to quit. It's been time to quit. This single session is longer than like the first 3 Glitch Gauntlets. Ugh, we're done now. If I decide, alright, things are going poorly on console, then what I'm gonna do, well, I'll pause the emulator so it's not using up too much power on my computer. But the idea is I can just go, okay, boom, play on the console for a bit, and then boom, practice some more on Dolphin emulator. I'm gonna try and position further to the right than the Ghost. I just noticed that's what James does, so I feel like the Ghost is really not that precise for the alignment. It's just sort of a general area kind of thing to do it more quickly. Because with all the runs that I watched, ooh, that was weird. Multiple of them, I mean, it seems like they're all doing it a little different from one another. I think there's a decent amount of wiggle room for the aim. It's just actually, once I get into the seam, that's when it, I think, is more precise. But this part, it's just this is the part that I can't really practice on an emulator, so it's like, it's a lot harder. And a lot of entries, you don't stay on the seam, you fall right away. So they're useless, you can't even get a try. I'm yet to have a single attempt at the actual shroom off part. I've gotten 2 seam rides, I think only 2, and they were with King Boo, so. But 2 seam rides all the way over there, and then I messed up the turnaround. After playing for so much, playing so much more of the game than I usually do, it would be nice to see it really pay off. Still 0 entries. Not just 0 good entries, but 0 entries at all. Never have I had to jump through this many hoops to figure out a glitch, I don't feel like. Oh my gosh. What was that? That was so weird, because I landed in the seam, but it's like my shroom boost just disappeared. I wasn't moving at all. I think that's our first time making it into the wall at all today. Hopefully we'll start picking up the pace and getting some more. Oh. Bummer. Okay, another bypass. Did not land. Oh, okay, another bypass. Can't complain about that, even if it wasn't a good one. Getting more bypasses now than we have in a bit, so that's good. Oh, it was a close one. Oh. Okay, got onto the seam, but immediately clicked back into bounds. You know, James did make a tutorial video that I didn't think we would need, just because he's got his whole text tutorial that he sent me. But he did make a tutorial video just for the entry.
It's not very specific where you're here.
It's not
as
very
long as you're
specific.
kind of in this general area from this on up here.
That's what I figured, that it wasn't incredibly specific, but it's good to hear it from him.
What you're doing is hit the blocks, top of the clip, and then once you land, it's right like this. So boom, 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 boom. Just like that. Left, down, right, you know, kind of a motion like that. Get into your muscle memory.
By this point, I know most of the stuff he was talking about. Probably would have been more helpful if I did that on day one, but here we are. Day, I think 6, and there's no way we're gonna finish it today. We're gonna have to come back again. Oh my gosh. Oh, frickin' dingus. I've said this a bunch of times throughout the session, although long session, so I'm gonna edit most of it out, so I'll just say it again now. We're past the point of learning. With any glitch, there's a learning period, right? Sometimes it's a couple sessions, sometimes it's just one session. We've learned everything here. I know everything I need to do. It's just a matter of the execution. It's a matter of getting an entry that sticks onto the seam, getting a seam ride that's not abominably slow, getting a turnaround that doesn't mess me up, and getting a shroom off that doesn't clip back into bounds or fall short or go too far right, but gets the lap count, and then drive 2 no glitch laps that don't make me look like a complete idiot. Which will be hard because I'm playing with the GameCube controller, which I am not used to. Alright. We're out.
Alright. I wasn't even gonna play today. I've been busy all day, I was out. But then I thought about it, and it's like, I've put so much time into this already. And I would hate to take a break and come back and have forgotten anything. And I figured it's not worth the risk of that even possibly happening. So I am going to play tonight. I haven't decided if I want to be as degenerate as I have been the past few days about it. Tonight might just be more of the same, or it might be the session we've been waiting for.
Ooh.
Alright, first bypass today, I'm pretty sure.
Ooh.
Okay. I aimed further right that time, and I was like conscious of the fact that I was aiming way further right. That might, I'll try and do that some more. Okay, another bypass at least. Ooh, okay. Made it onto the seam for the first time tonight. Oh, almost stuck on seam there. Goofy angle though. Surprised it even worked with that aim and positioning. Oh, okay. Okay. Dude, look at that. That's like, that's more than half the seam. If I just didn't flick right a little more, that would have been like a quick entry into a quick seam ride. Come over here. Do the thing. Turn around. That is exciting, because even though I messed it up, We got onto the seam and actually stayed on it for, I would say, I mean, most of it. Like, yes, distance-wise, we were only about a little over halfway there, but once the shroom wears off, as long as you're focused, you can stay on the seam pretty easy. Oh my gosh. See, it's like I get attempts like that, and then it's like, well, now I don't feel like I can take a break. Because I just got an entry that was almost a seam ride. Dude, my gosh, why? That's 8 hours, 31 minutes, 47.98 seconds. It's like session 1, figuring out the glitch. Lap count was giving me trouble until maybe session 4 or 5. And now it's just like, yep, this is session 7. Haven't had a seam ride in like 4 days that actually made it to the turnaround spot. Haven't had a turnaround yet. And then even after all that, I still need to do the shroom off and not fail that. It's like, I have things I gotta be doing. I thought this was gonna take 4 or 5 days, but I'm at a week now. It's like, I can't afford to be dropping this much time in it every day. And I can't handle the fact that if I start playing less, I'm probably gonna start playing worse. So I don't know what to do.
So you may be wondering, how did he turn nearly 30 hours of footage into such a small little montage segment? I mean, what was that? Like, not even 15 minutes? Well, I'll tell you. For days now, I've sat at my computer desk thinking of how I wanted to edit this section, and it finally just hit me. Nothing interesting happened. Nothing at all. Okay, maybe that's a small exaggeration. Let's talk some good news. By the end of session 7, the lap count was making a lot more sense. See, beforehand, I was using the finish line pole as my visual cue for how not to pass through the checkpoint backwards. This doesn't really work since the finish line checkpoint extends further out than the pole does. I really needed to aim further right than it looked. This said, you still can't shoot too far right, or else you'll wind up missing the last checkpoint before the finish line, which you want to hit in order to get the respawn you need for a lap count. If you don't really get what I'm saying, that's fine, you just gotta thread the needle here. There's a sweet spot down the middle you gotta hit. Now for something annoying. The entry. Who would have guessed that this part would end up being such a pain in the neck? What I didn't understand at first was that just getting out of bounds really isn't enough. You need to be ready at all times. Your reflexes need to be sharp. This is why getting seam rides in emulator practice is really easy, but getting them on console after an entry is really hard. You could also say that's why we're going into session 8 without any runs past the seam ride since session 3. Getting an entry is somewhat of a rarity in itself, so it's really easy to lose focus and become unprepared for when one actually happens. This is why so many entries immediately fell into the water or clipped right back into bounds. But the important thing is that I was ready. Tons of practice with seam rides, tons of practice with turnarounds, and although I wasn't 100% consistent on the shroom off, I finally understood how it worked. There was nothing left to be learned. It was time to put all that knowledge into action. We just needed to get an entry that didn't fall off or clip back into bounds. If we could just get one, just one entry that landed on the seam and stayed on it until the mushroom boost wore off, that could change everything. Give it up for day 8. I mean, I gotta be honest, I didn't expect it to take this long. And honestly, going into this next session, I really don't expect to make it now either. So far, we've only had 2 seam rides, which is not a good sample size, but both times I failed turnaround. So I gotta be really prepared when it comes to the turnaround. Oh my gosh! Oh no! First time that's happened, dude. I won't be able to live with myself. If I get a 218 because I fall down the waterfall, oh, that would be a nightmare. Cool. That makes me feel really great. Makes me feel very confident about playing on console tonight. Sweet. That lap 3 was probably really fast. Lap 3 felt great. 210. Nice .1. Alright, 210. Oh wow, 208. Okay.
Yeah, let's play on console. That was a lot of practice. Got a lot of runs in an hour 16 minutes. So. I got the song stuck in my head already. That's a sign that the song will be playing out of my Wii today. Oh, okay. First entry of the day, and it almost stayed on the seam, so that ain't bad. Dang. Oh, dang. Unfortunate. I mean, not too unfortunate, at least we got the entry. Alright, entry onto the seam. Fell off pretty quick, but at least we got an entry. Dude, okay. Seam right entry. Okay. I mean, not a full seam ride, but you know what I mean. We got onto the seam, so that was cool. Okay, there's another. Not as good, but we got an entry onto the seam. Another entry. Very nice. Oh my gosh. Wow, that, okay. Wow. That was not fast enough for the goal. But, yeah, okay. Wow. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh, I almost got zapped. Okay, let's not completely fall apart here. Oh my gosh. That goes in the off-road for sure, yeah. I trembled in my thumb a little bit and turned left in that drift. I can't believe it. Oh, that's a Koopa Cape glitch time. It's not what we need. It's not good enough, but it's a freaking glitch time. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, that's a big deal. What the heck? I spent too much time on the seam ride. I went really slow. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm very happy. It's a little bit bittersweet because I was hoping our first glitch would beat Justin, and it didn't. But there's a silver lining, which is I think a lot of the nerve is going to be gone. Now that we've gotten through the whole glitch. I cannot believe that though. When I started playing this game, Koopa Cape was like, I didn't think I'd ever make Koopa Cape. We just got Koopa Cape Glitch. That is berserk. Like, it took 8 sessions, but we got one. At long last, after 8 sessions and way too much time, a successful glitch run had been completed. Yeah, we might have been 3 seconds off the goal, but at this point, I didn't care. This is a completed run that hit all 4 parts of the glitch back to back on console. That deserves a celebration. I'm very happy. There's work to be done, but that is a time. That's a big confidence booster, and I think that hopefully doesn't take another 8 sessions to get the next glitch. But I guess you never know. Now, all we had to do was do the same thing again. But faster. Okay, back to the old grind, right?
Okay. Oh, not far enough. Bummer. Big bummer. Please, dude. Please count. Oh my gosh, that looked like a crossback. I don't know. Dang. Dang it! Ah, seam ride. Full seam ride into a turnaround, but I didn't want to waste any time. Dang it! Oh. That one kind of hurts. We were almost there. That's too bad. Dang it! Dang it! No! 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 Dang it! Oh! Freaking dude! Please, dude. Oh, that one looks good. I don't know. Lock in. Okay. Just relax. Oh boy. There's his ghost. Okay, it's fine. Oh boy. Oh my gosh. Yes! Yes, dude! Let's go! Let's actually go, man! Dude, what on earth? Oh my gosh, I need to... Dude! What the heck? What the heck? Okay. That's a freaking doozy. That is way better than I expected. We just crushed the freaking goal by like 5 seconds. Give me a minute. Okay. That's 9th in the world. That run is 9th place world freaking wide. Yes, dude! This glitch
has been beating me to a pulp for 10 days. And we did it, bro. Let's freaking go. Never did I think. I thought... How naive was I? I thought this was gonna be, like, 35 hours tip top. I don't even know. It should have just been on the screen. I think we hit, like, freaking 70 or something. Anyway, we just did it, dude. 9th worldwide on Koopa Cape. My goodness. Well, thank you all for watching this video. This is, so far, in my time on YouTube, the most time I've ever put into recording a video. And you know, hopefully it'll be worth it. Hopefully it'll be entertaining enough. Thank you all for watching. I love you guys. God bless, and I hope to see you in the next one.